All right, with this West 2 Facebook Live updates, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi. Happy Hump Day Wednesday to you and your family, your loved ones, your friends, your significant other. You've made it halfway through the week. It's all downhill from here. Rain chances are slowly and gradually beginning to come down now. We will be trending drier, but not necessarily dry, as we head through the latter half of the work week and the weekend. But we'll walk you through that here in just a second. For now, though, what I need to do, Rick Chase is in the house. Good to have you there, sir. What I need to do is kind of break down some of these graphics here for you, okay? Let's do that. Tom Perry's in the house. TP, what up? Good to have you there, my friend. All right, so there's a look at that. There is a look at our stationary front, and as you can clearly see there, we do have ourselves a few things to watch. All right, so let's do this. So there's that. Let me do one other quick thing here real fast. Hang on a second. All right, there we go. All right, it's Tom, Rick Chase. Good to have you guys. Again, happy peak of hurricane season day to you guys. There's 82 days to the end of hurricane season, by the way. That would be November the 30th, for those of you that need to know how much longer. All right, so there it is. There's your front dangling overhead. Still producing some showers. Betty Davis, Brian Clegg, Tammy Gaunt, Titamster, the Taminator, the Tamatola. Let's get to the coast here, break it down. Few showers. There's Oak Hill, Titusville. There's Cape Canaveral. Couple light showers there. Couple spitzels there near Point Siena. No big deal. Now, rainfall amounts today, nothing crazy, not like yesterday. There are some good amounts. Northern Brevard, Southern Volusia, and then Western Orange County did pretty well. With all of the rain, this is amazing to me. With all of the rain that we've had the last couple of days, we're still 7 inches behind in Leesburg. We're at +6 now almost in Orlando. Sanford has come off its -7, -8. Angie Chirino. Yep, I believe it, Brian. You got crushed yesterday. Daytona Beach, still down 2 inches at the airport, and not at the beach. Melbourne, 176 behind, so you made up some of that loss there. That's just good. So for tonight, next high tide up there in Volusia County is around 11-ish. We're going to have to watch for some minor flooding at times of high tide. A strong, stout northeast wind could create some flooding there with king tides. Dean Andrusoff, thank you. Stevie Evans is in the house. Ginger Kamen. Look at this group. You guys are flat out killing it. Killing it today. You guys rock. All right, so let's take a look at that next tide. High tide, Flagler Beach, 11:01. 11:01 tonight. That's when we may have some low-lying flooding, coastal flooding there, so we'll watch that. Rip risk is high tonight and tomorrow. Winds still northeast 10 to 15, yada, yada, yada. The other story, of course, with all the rain that's dumping into the St. Johns River Basin, that means that the level at Astor has come up to almost, it was close to 3 feet earlier today. 3 feet, by the way, is moderate flood stage, but we are on the high end of minor flood stage here, so we'll have to, keep tabs on that, because look, here, I wanted to show you this. So remember, it's 2.86. This one did not automatically update. The other one did. So 2.3 feet, you're at minor flooding. We're at 2.8 plus, so we're just under moderate flood stage. At that level, many yards and low-lying areas are flooded there. And then 4 feet, that's considered major flooding, so that's not good. Elizabeth Hunt, Kim Dorsey, Petkovic, good to have you there. Reese Stewart's in the house. Reese's Pieces Cup, good to have you there. All right, now let's do tonight. Kind of break this down. Yeah, a couple showers out there, no big deal. Sticking around along the coast through about 7 a.m. ish. Bring this over to 4:30. A little right there, and get rid of that. So yeah, so here's the deal. A couple showers around, nothing major. Tonight's lows. Let's do this. Elizabeth Hunt, Viviana Walters down there in Sebastian. Vivs, good to have you there, young lady. Kathy Jo Santiago. Kathy Jo Santiago. All right, temps tomorrow morning, 70 to 76. About where they should be for this time of year. All right, so let's do this. Here's the forecast, future cast for tomorrow. Dave Donnelly, it's wet in Port Orange, but that's not really looking for. Yes, better day tomorrow. Just watched the high surf there, my friend. Rips are going to be high. The Hansonators back. Whoop, whoop. There's your front. You see best rain chances Orlando south. I think north of there will be pretty good shape. And then on Friday, a little kink there develops, a little more northeasterly flow. That may bring in more overall showers as we get you on in the front. All right, Nancy Cruz Garcia, Daryl Schoen. Daryl, everybody, Daryl's over there in Malaysia. We'll visit his location there in the World Travel Tour there. Daryl, always a pleasure to have you there, sir. Thanks for popping in. It is 8:08 in the morning there, Daryl. Is that correct? 12-hour difference? Definitely a high water here in Daytona. Jerry Roach, the Roach Man, the Roachster, the Roachinator. All right, let's take a look at this. Here we go. So low rain chances up north, medium to high chances down south. Let's take a look at the graph model. Now, the graph model has been interesting here. It has been advertising the lack of rainfall for tomorrow. I'm not sure that I buy that. And then on Friday, it does have a few showers in there. Now, let's go to our other Futurecast model. 8:03 in the morning. Thailand. Thank you, sir. Singapore. Nope. Thailand. Thailand. There we go. 8:03. Thanks to how's the weather over there, Daryl, today? What's your temperature and humidity like? I'm sure it's similar to ours. Good evening, Tony. And Chad Friend says Terry and Lottie. There's a look now at Thursday. Again, just a few showers around on the Her. Not advertising much rain. And then on Friday, you can see Friday, you can see the showers getting going in the afternoon. So the models are definitely showing a drying trend. Bill Litton. Bill, it's going good, sir. Hopefully we can dry out here, there, young man. You can see the GFS is dry. Bushnell, the Villages, Ocala, over the next 48 hours. And then the Euro's pretty dry too. It's the heaviest, wettest weather off to the southeast, and cloudy and humid. Yep, that's what I expect. Daryl, do you know how much rain you average in your city? Which city in Thailand are you in, by the way? I'm a bit late. What's up, Tony? Says Michelle Zana. Mish, good to have you there. All right, so watching south on Thursday and Friday, you can see that drying trend taking shape there. Let's take a look now at the planner for Tomato. Again, some decent rain chances there mid-morning. So we'll watch that. And then as we take a look now at Swing, there's tomorrow. So mid-80s, pretty much everywhere. It's to near 90, though, in Winter Haven, just FYI. Yes! TP in the house. Yawning. Yes, wet season. I am Hu Hin. All right, Hu Hin. Gotcha. Thank you. Yeah, wet season for you. How long does the wet season last there? When do you guys begin to kick out of that? Well, Michelle, we'd love to have you here with us, by the way. There's the temps tomorrow. Bingo. Right there, right there, right there. All right, let's take a look at Epic Universe for tomorrow. Yeah. 77, 83, 84. Scattered showers and storms. We take a look now at the weekend in November. That's what I thought. Just wanted to make sure. Right when our hurricane season is ending here. Saturday, Sunday. And Darryl, how long have you been over there in Hu Hin? Dr. P. Leroy. That's right. There's your front. Little wave of low pressure there. May kick back some showers there as it tries to develop over Nassau and the Bahamas as we head into the weekend. Better rain chances still going to be down south. Here's where I'm keeping our rain chances there. Saturday and Sunday about 30% for now. All right, today, you guys know this. Today is the peak. The peak of hurricane season. Ben Oster, thanks for popping in and saying hi. The breeze was so nice today, says Ginger. Since May. Are you happy with the move? You like it? What language do they speak there, by the way? What is is it Malay? What's the language there besides English? Bob Johnson, Elizabeth Hardy Hart, Happy Hump Day, Catherine Wood, Ann LeConte with a new avatar. Ann, look at you. You look like a librarian. That is a good picture of you, by the way. Very studious looking, Annie. Nancy Cruz. Nancy, how's Tampa treating you today? Hope you're behaving over there. All right. Okay. Everybody has been asking me about this. Why have the tropics been so relatively quiet? We've been not terribly quiet, to be honest with you. We've had 6 named storms. Typically, we would have 7, so just a little bit behind in reality. Angie, it is. Thank you, Angie. Appreciate that. All right, we've had a lot of dry air. There's been moisture across the southeast, but the main development region out here has been pretty dry. And that's why all that dry air has been kind of ripping apart these waves. Now, not the case, though, across the western tropical Atlantic. Look at that shear belt. We've had a lot of mid-Atlantic and New England cold fronts. That creates a shear belt. Then there's been another shear belt just east of Bermuda, around the periphery of the Azores High. So that's been kind of, putting a little damper on some of the development. And then over in Africa, there's been a large amount of dust this year. There's been sinking air, and the amount of moisture because of that sinking air has been limited. So the waves that have been coming off, they have not been as robust as we've seen in the past. Yep, Terry Ann, you got it. Melissa Marie Oster, Jennifer Weatherby, Jay Weatherby, Janessa Teresa. A great group in here tonight. Thanks you all for popping in. So in Colorado State actually came out with theirs today as well. They went dry air stable over the main development region of the Atlantic. They have an upper level trough, just like we said, and the western Atlantic increasing the wind shear. And they also mentioned that sinking air over West Africa, suppressing wave activity. Betty Davis Eyes has popped in. Betty Davis. Now, here's the deal. That is not the wave that we are considering here. It is a wave that's east of Abuja. That will come off the coast of Africa here in about a day or two. And then as we head into the weekend, may have a small chance of developing over the next 7 days. And I'm going to show you the long-range forecast. While I'm not too terribly concerned about it for now, but just know that. But we'll keep an eye on it. Now, here's an interesting stat that, in 2024 last year, we had 6 named storms. After September the 10th, there were 12. So there were 18 named storms in 2024, 20 in 2023, only 14 in 2022. And here's the other interesting thing, Rain Taylor. Check this out. So 2021, active, even number. 2022, weak is slower. 2023, back to an active here. 2024, back to an active here. 2025, what's going to happen? So after the peak was active in 24, not so much in 23, back up in 22. So does this go down if you follow that trend after the peak? Only time is going to tell. By the way, the next named storm, Wanda Hamilton, is Gabrielle. Gabrielle. All right, let's take a look at the Euro and GFS. Side by side, quiet, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Right around the 16th, though, the Euro and the GFS start developing something out there. But they're kind of moving pretty far to the north and west. So let's take a look at what the Euros are doing here. The Euros has got that one wave. There's the 16th. You can see it there. And then another wave. So 3 waves on the Euro. One goes west-northwest, one goes northwest, and there's another one coming off the west coast of Africa. And I bring this up because, when you go over these warmer corridors of water there, as the waves are coming off of Africa, you can see that energy here. Now starting to see a little bit of cooling there with the Canary Current off the west coast of Africa. Not unusual for the middle of September. But you can see here, if we get something over the Caribbean, a wave there, or the Bahamas or the Gulf, there's a lot of potential energy there for something to develop. Elizabeth, we will find out. Well, we'll see. We'll see about fish storms. There's the Euro. Euro's got one wave near Puerto Rico, another one north of Puerto Rico. A third one, the bigger one there, starts to get impacted by another big trough. A lot of wind shear there. And then look at all the energy, all the moisture now in the Gulf, right over Florida, towards the 18th, 19th, and 20th. And then another big wave. So there's 1, 2, 3, 3 waves there that are coming across the central and eastern tropical Atlantic on the Euro. Let's take a look now at the GFS. So the Euro is saying things are going to pick up. Let's see what the GFS says. Trough in the southeast. Trough in the southeast. Oof, look at that. All right, a little moisture now gathering there in the Caribbean. There's your wave. First one headed towards Puerto Rico. A little something, something developing there in the Yucatan Peninsula on the 18th. Another big storm there. That one looks like it's going to develop. Oh, look at that. So you get something in the Gulf, okay? And then you get something in the Bahamas, and then you get something there headed towards Bermuda, and then another piece south of there, another piece south of there. So definitely some things we're going to have to watch. Now, does the Saharan dust help us out? Maybe. We'll see. Only time will tell. So, again, a lot to watch, a lot going on, and of course, we'll keep you posted. There is the inland 7-day forecast. As you can see, 87, 88, 87, 87, 89, 89, 89. There's your rain chances there. So, this is not a terrible 7-day forecast, especially compared to where we have been. With temperatures not even hitting 90 on that 7-day, which is amazing. And then the coastal 7-day forecast, mid-80s. So there you have it. Rain chances 50% tomorrow and Friday. Lowering as we get you into the upcoming weekend. All right, let's go national and then international. National, then international. All right, so here's the national. Bobby Johnson. So you got a big storm out west. Great Lakes upper low. Big high there in the southwest. Let's put the players on the map here. Severe weather there coming out of the high plains. Look at that high mountain snow. Here it is, September. There's your snow. Higher elevations there of California, Oregon. They're getting in on a little bit of snow. And then up in the northeast, got a front south of Moosonee, dangling front off the coast there of the United States. And there you go. So that's that. All right, temps. Let's do the temperatures. Bing, bing, bing. Lisa Michelle. Lisa, I love that post. All right, cool in the northeast, cool in the northwest, warm in the middle, and across the southwest. Is that snow showing up on the map yet? Let's take a look. Cali. Going back to Cali. Cali. It is not yet. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see if that changes tomorrow. Dawn Malpass. Catherine Copier. Good to have you guys. All right, so we got lots of purple now showing up there across the North Pole. 47 Nome, 59 Fairbanks, a 37 in Point Barrow. Look at Fort Ross now, 32 degrees. Iqaluit, 41. Baker Lake, 46. Thompson, 70. Moosonee coming in at 46. There's a Vegas, 92. El Paso, 96. Orlando, 78. Houston, 90. Cancun, 86. Santo Domingo, 82. San Jose, Costa Rica, coming in at 73. Panama City, 82. Caracas, 82. Bogota, 59. Manaus, 82. Brasilia, 79. La Paz, Bolivia, 50. Sao Paulo, Brasilia, 59. Santiago, Chile, 59. Buenos Aires, Argentina, 66. Punta Arenas, Argentina, Falkland Islands, 43. Cape Town, 57. Madagascar, 55. Bangui, 75. Niamey, 82. Raidai, Muscat, 84. There's Rome, 70. London, 57. Berlin, 59. Baghdad, 82. Surgut, 45. Bratsk, 43. Yakutsk, 40. Look at that. Cool air now up there in Siberia. 40s, lots of them. Beijing, 73. Sapporo, 75. Who had 46 in Yakutsk? Oh, Terry. 2 off. So close. Scottsdale. Scotty, it's going to be October. It's not going to be September. There's Makassar. Oh, woo, woo. Let's go there. Thailand, you can see. In the 70s and low 80s. Ho Chi Minh City. Manila. Kuala Lumpur. Makassar. Jakarta. Darwin. Broome. Alice Springs, 61. Brisbane, 68. Hobart Airport, 54. Bora Bora, 79. And there's a look at Hawaii. 91 in Kahului. Lihui, 79. I had 48, kind of close. Off by 2, says Terry. Beamer's now asleep. Nice. All right, so there's Hilo 80. All right, one last look at the radar, then I'm going to wrap this puppy up. We got a little project I'm working on here. Scotty, I appreciate you, buddy. Cape Canaveral, Cocoa Beach, wet. All right, there it is. All right, let me wrap it up. Here's a 7-day. Let you guys skedaddle along, do your thing. Do your thing, do your thing. When we'll get some sunshine. Aha! Catherine, tomorrow is going to be your day. Thursday, Friday, rain chances going down, more sunshine for not only Catherine, but a lot of us. You can see Saturday, Sunday, 30% chance for some showers, mainly, especially along the coast. And then a few storms there by Wednesday. Temperatures in the upper 80s to near 90. Giovanni, Nancy Cruz, Janice, you guys are rock stars. All right, guys, I'm going to rock and roll. Finish a few things up here. You guys are awesome. Have a beautiful Wednesday night. Stay out of trouble. And hopefully you'll see me tonight at 10 and 11. Till then, ta-ta.